Hello? Is this working? Is this working? Having some technical difficulties. Yay! What is up? What is up? What is up? Oh, you want to sit here? Come on up. Come on up, guys. Everyone on the couch. No, don't do that. If you got a cough all gross, don't go off the couch to do that. Okay, you can come back. Just don't gack on me, okay? No gacking. Gacking is for elsewhere, not right beside me, please. Thank you, thank you. Hello. If anyone is there, hello. I don't know. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, my friends. Pretty Mouth updates, because it's Monday. Check out Pretty Mouth. Please don't. It's my least favorite comic that I make. Yeah, we're working on Avo, Books of Avo. Today I was working on the Kickstarter campaign for the comic, because I'm gonna do that. We're gonna see how that goes. It's gonna be a good time. I need to fix something. What's that? What a mess. What a mess of a life. An absolute heckin' mess. Yeah. Still no job, but you know, hopefully the Kickstarter can tide me over until then. We're doing fine. All things considered, we're doing fine. Just hopefully a job appears. Out of the blue, preferably. What are we doing? We were gonna work on figuring out Lul's color scheme, I guess. I forgot to charge my iPod. My iPad. Jobs are overrated. They really are, but still, I require money. I require, if I could clone you, Ink, I could deal with no job life. I reminded myself that I need to read your stuff. I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule. I'm gonna fix my sleep schedule tonight because I've been going to bed at like 4:30 a.m. and it's probably not been helping my mental health. I also keep missing my medication, not on purpose. That keeps happening. Ugh. So I need. Does he not show up? Oh wait. Okay, so this was the page I was working on to figure out colors. Okay, cool. Cool. Oh god. So my iPad isn't charged at all. But you know the deal with my iPad. Maybe, possibly. You might know the deal with my iPad where it refuses to work while plugged in. It just makes lines like these. Like this. It always does that. Every time I try to show off the gloopy lines, it's like, no, I work fine. You're crazy. You're a crazy man. You're a nutcase. You are. Okay, now I gotta find out a skin tone. I felt lucky that I woke up before noon today. Ugh. I've managed to do that pretty regularly, but that's the problem, is I'm sleeping less, but waking up at the same time. Edit that. That's needed. Okay, so let us begin. It's got jaundice. Is that fine? Ugh. Maybe a little more contrast. Not in the skin, the hair color, please. Thank you. A little more saturation. Yeah. I don't know. I do not know, guys. I'm so sleepy. I'm trying my darndest, but I'm just so sleepy. Ugh. Alright, let's start with this hecking suit. Oh my god, my eyeballs are drippy. God's eepiest soldiers. Oh, I'm really so sleepy. It's because I was trying to play video games because I've been working nonstop recently, right? It doesn't feel like it because it's art, and therefore it doesn't count as real work. That's a joke. That's a joke, but also a truth in my mind. A true lie. Real lie that I tell myself. There we go. So I was like, okay, let's chill. Let's play some video games for a little bit, and then like take a weekend off. So I'm really bad at taking a weekend off. So I did, but then I just ended up staying up late playing video games because video games are really addictive. I think he might be... Is it okay to do behind Aaron? No, it's not. Okay. I see. I did this weird. Oh, also high space. Did I say high space? Oh no. It's all falling apart, guys. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I am. I don't know where I am right now. You know what? I think Aaron's fine. I think my initial assessment is correct and he should be behind Aaron. I think it's I was getting confused by the stuff that's not colored in correctly because of the letter. Maybe. I don't know, man. I just might need to make a decision. I think Aaron's in the front. I think what happened is I made the I colored in the skin perfectly, but not the suit jacket. I didn't make a decision. No decision was made. Ugh. Well, this one's obvious. This one is in front. How has everyone been, by the way? I need to ask questions. I need to engage. I'm forgetting that I am in front of an audience at the minute. It's just, that's what happens when you're sleepy. You don't know what's going on. I forgot to turn on music at the very beginning. I was playing video games, I'll be real. I was playing video games in the background, ignoring the stream. My writing has been on fire the last 2 weeks. Hell yeah. Yeah, I gotta read it. There's so much. But I will sleep so that I can read it good and give you a good feedbacks. Yeah, so I was working on the Abo Kickstarter. I decided not to do it on BackerKit because I think BackerKit is like good functionality wise, but it's not as great discoverability wise. It's the webtoons of platforms, right? So I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be for the first 3 books, which is silly. Every time my friends have done a Kickstarter of 3 books at the same time, it's not gone well, but I think I will be the exception. Because it's just made to order. It's not a big deal. I've been writing little short stories for a D&D campaign I run. You're always doing so much cool D&D stuff. The thing is, I just have so many books for this one. It's probably gonna end up being 30 books, let's be real. It's gonna be insane, right? Because it's like per chapter, and there's 38 chapters. Some of the chapters start getting really, like, dense. Or not dense, the opposite of dense. Pretty thin. So it's like, won't be an issue, I don't think. But other chapters are like crazy. Heckin' long. It's like the mangas with like 5 million books. Oh my god, why are my eyes so tired? Screams. Hello, Valerie. Hello, hello. Oh my god. So my dog stole another nectarine. That's her thing. She just steals peaches from the counter. So I have to hide them now. Oh, Ursula came home with food and I didn't touch it. I need to eat food after this, guys. We did the recycle though. We made sure that happened. Oh my god. I'm trying my darndest. Yeah, so I should go to bed at 12. Okay, don't let me stay up, guys. If you guys care about me, I'll make sure I go to sleep at 12. Or at least log off at 12 and eat food. They have an something. A shake at Jack in the Box. That sentence makes me... What is Jack in the Box like a... Well, I'm assuming a restaurant of some kind? That is common, but not in Canada. It's a fast food place. Okay, yeah. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, so my cats, on top of that, my cats bit my bran muffin mix. They just bit holes in it. There was a bag of bran muffin mix sitting on the counter, and they just bit it. They just bit a whole bunch of holes in it. It's like, guys, I don't have the money for this. I don't have the money for you guys to be little nonsense kitties. You know what I mean? It's another case of Aaron's suit. Going out of bounds. No. Yeah, so my cats steal my bran muffin mix. My dog steals my nectarines. What's next? Oh, Miku also caught a mouse. I was going to get her worms. Because I explain this every time, but my cat loves those worm on a string toys. So she has like 5 million of them. So I went to, and I just throw them into the basement. And then she brings them up to me slowly. But today, or the other day, I went to go clean up all her worms to, you know, have a new fun time. And there was a mouse amongst them. There's a dead mouse. So Ursula put on a mask and, you know, cleaned it up. My god. This cat. Miku Hatsune's in my basement, eating mice. She didn't even eat it, she just spat it out. She gifted it to me with the worms. Ugh. I'm just a sleepy boy. I'm just a sleepy boy. Am I tired? Yes, I am. 'Cause I am a sleepy boy. Pa 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 pa. I'm a musician. Stop being so fucking handsome. Sorry. I'm sorry to swear. Oh my god. What a horrible person. Oh my god. Taking the Lord's name in vain now. What the hell? Are you allowed to say what the hell? I'm assuming. Oh, sugar. I used to do that. I used to say like, oh, sugar and oh, frick. Gosh darn. This is too big. Oh, that's too small. Oh, that one's just right. Actually, it's still too small. That hurt like a butt cheek on a stick. Aw. Chili. Cheese dogs. Oh my god, I got some like old cheddar. Losing my mind. I love it. I love old cheddar. There was like this one like grainy old cheddar that my friend got me for my birthday forever ago, and I have no clue how to ever obtain it again, but I think about that cheddar every frickin' day, man. In the same vein as Frick. The Frick vein. I'm waking up to ash and dust. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know. Looks like it's on top of the pants. Or behind the pants. Looks like I cut Aaron's. I made it perfectly aligned to Aaron, so I should do that with Lul too. I appreciate you streaming this. It's cool. I'm writing a comic with my partner, and it's inspiring to see keep going and going. Hell yeah. You always gotta just keep going, man. So I have existential thoughts, right? This is great. Great lead in. But I have those existential nights where you're like, oh man, the inevitability of death, right? And all that crap. And those suck. But last night I was having those, was having one of those times. And I did have a moment of just being like, man, even if it's still pretty cool, it's pretty cool. I got to live and stuff. I'm eulogizing myself. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool you get the chance. Even if who knows what happens next. It's cool. It's neat. I was like, man, life really is beautiful. And then an angel got his wings. The end. It was much more articulate. Oh my god, you can tell when I'm tired, my stutter be acting up. What the heck? Sleepy boy. Oh, he's a sleepy boy. Wow. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll start waking up. Maybe my brain will like catch up in a bit. Maybe after the stream I'll be like super wide awake. That's actually true. That's 100% true. I've been watching a lot of true crime. Word association. I've been watching a lot of true crime recently. I hate it. I'm not a big true crime fan. But sometimes, you know, it just, I mean, half of what's on TV these days, right, is just like crime stuff. But I've been watching it regardless. And you watch it and you're like, especially people who like go into like the trials and stuff, like watching trials, and everyone's very pro prosecutor, right? And it's just like, it's interesting like how biased it becomes, because you watch the worst of the worst when you're watching true crime. It very much changes your thoughts on the matter. It definitely biases you against like defense attorneys when you're watching only the most cut and dry of cases, only the sensational ones, you're gonna have a very skewed perception of the law. And what even be going on with that, right? But yeah, regardless, it's still munch, isn't it? It also feels weird, just like, it's like those are people's lives, man. What is with us? Why are we looking at this? I don't know. I'm not judging. Okay, I'm judging, but not judging, you know? That makes no sense. The other thing I've been watching is lots of, like, booktube, but not, like the opposite side of booktube, because there's, like, the booktube, human curiosity. Yeah, it's for real. There's a reason it's super popular. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of booktube, and it's also bugging me. Because I hate criticism. No, that's not true. I'm fine with criticism. My issue, the issue that I take, is when we make a YouTube channel where we pick apart books. We have like a little book, and I'm not anyone specific. Like this is just like a general trend. Like you pick apart books like Sarah J. Maas, Fourth Wing, and don't get me wrong, I love watching that stuff. I love watching people just complain about books. Um, but there's like a certain lack of self-awareness to it where we looking at we're looking at these popular books and we're saying, man, they're so vapid and bad, and they're bad and they're vapid. Um, while simultaneously being the most vapid criticism, the most scraping just the bottom of the barrel of criticism, nitpicking and shit. Like like you're not making a video essay here. You're not deconstructing in any interesting way. The way that you're delving into themes off the cuff, you know, isn't that much more different. And that's all. It's just like a little hypocrisy of it, you know, where I'm not even saying I'm against it. I'm just saying, like, be more aware of the fact that when you're like harping on books for having Mary Sue's and being like just like easy self-insert trash or whatever, it's like that's what you are. You're just on the opposite end of it, right? There's like a whole host of videos that are anti Fourth Wing and dig into it. And I think it's fine to like do like critiques, and I think there's value in it, but I think it's the same issue. I don't know. What is happening here? There's a guy who calls himself the Webtoon Killer and absolutely can't stand him. I can't take him seriously when he makes fun of MC's name and uses slurs before getting to the point. I'm not even talking about that. Like, that just sounds like bleh. I'm talking about like earnest people who are like who kind of align with me. Here's what it is for me. For me, the truth of the matter is that I can just smell the English degree on these people, and like I'm sorry that you're not published. It's like, I'm sorry that this is what gets published and not you. It's but what you're doing right now isn't all that impressive. You're just you're just a different bottom of the barrel. That's so mean. Why am I being so mean? I'm being mean because I've been this person and I hate writers. There we go. I like comic writers. I think comic writers are so cool. um And I think you could say a lot of interesting things and critique in a much more interesting way and teach about writing at the same time. I just get very tired of like, oh, this is bad because doing this is bad. Like what is that? Like why? Explain why. You can't just say this is bad because telling is bad when like you why? Why? What does that mean? What the word like bad and terrible and this book is horrible and this is garbage. Like they all just mean the same thing and it's just like vaguely negative. It's like what do you actually want to say about the book? I just I always hate the thing where it's just like, oh, the writing is so bad. It's like, what do you even mean by that? Like the prose is bad. Okay, explain. You're doing a bad job yourself right now. Like I'm not gaining anything from this. Okay, I'm finding it. I'm finding what I'm thinking here. And I think the issue that I have very specifically is that people will complain about the shallowness of art and then engage with quote unquote shallow art in a very shallow way, and I just feel like you're causing the problem. You're like contributing to this problem, not causing. You're just part of a larger system of it. It reminds me of like Nostalgia Critic and like Cinema Sins era criticism. It's like the kind of stuff that I put on in the background and don't really listen to, but you're not saying anything really substantive about any of these books. You're just being like, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. That's why I appreciate when a review goes in depth with analysis. I'm skeptical of reviews that aren't at least an hour long unless they manage to pack a lot of content into 30 or 50 minutes. Listen, I was watching 3-hour reviews where they just like repeatedly say it's bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is awkward. Like it's just like they go through the entire book. And like I have a fun time with it. Like I'm not saying it's not entertaining. I'm just saying it's not it's just a little hypocritical. Cuz these are the same people that are like, well, no, no. These people will then get a lot of comments that are also vapid of just like, oh, you're just critical for no reason. Can't you just turn off your brain and enjoy something? Blah blah blah. I'm like, no, turn on your brain further. Go into hyper brain mode, you know? But fuck, it's like YouTube. Like I understand. You can't go hyper brain mode every time you make a video unless you have a $10,000 Patreon backing you, you know? Or you get lucky enough to get to that point, you know? I get it. You want to foster a community, a little book community. That's cool. And I also just I get so annoyed with my personal groups, um friend groups and shit. I just hate writers. I like them as people. I hate whenever their writerness comes out. It's like, why do all of our relationships have to be based on triangulation, right? Like, it's always like It's always the case. It's always that. It's always like, oh man, let's find someone to hate together. Let's all form a little thing or whatever. I think I'm using triangulation wrong. I'm sleepy. That's my excuse. The pinnacle of this is what I like to call uh I don't know what to call it. Oh, I I came up with my term for it. Which is kind of just like cues me into someone who's like really engaging shallowly. They get into like vocabulation pedantry. And yes, vocabulation isn't a word. I just hate this. This is like this is my pet peeve. This is like an actual pet peeve of mine where you're like, "Oh, why would they have the word this in your story? Like it's a fantasy story. That word comes from this culture. Every word comes from every culture. Like girly, like shut up." Like it's just I hate it. Like everyone has to have a threshold for that, and it's gonna be random for everyone. Like get over yourself. Like if they're calling something um X or Y, right? Like like I'm gonna get like a little weirded out if someone said Kleenex instead of tissues in their stories. But at the same time, it's just like tissues also comes from our world. Like every word you bring to the table is going to come from our world in some respect. And you just got to draw the line somewhere. When you think about it, what you're doing with a fantasy book is you're translating it into English, um, and you just use those principles. Use the principles of translation. You're writing a translated copy. Um, so some hyper specific words like Kleenex and stuff aren't gonna cut it. They're gonna be weird and clunky. Um, but like some portmanteaus that are just ubiquitous in English, like you can just use them if you want. Stop being weird. Stop being CinemaSins, guys. Who am I? Who am I even talking about? This is like a person I've made up in my head. This is keeping me awake. I'm very passionate, so my brain waves are going. Doesn't that open you to litigation from Kleenex? That doesn't want to be associated with your Very Smart book. I mean, that's another issue entirely. Like if that's the reason you're not including it, that's fine. But if for any other reason, it's like whatever. Kleenex was just like what was coming out of my head. I think there's more apt comparisons, but I am too tired to make them. Um, the example from Avo would be there's a lot of French words in here, like hors d'oeuvres, right? And date du jour. Like those are French, right? Like that wouldn't the date du jour, like I think is yeah, it's like the first line of chapter 1. Juliet's date du jour was Don Danes. Like like obviously there's no France or England in the books of Avo. But I choose the word de jour because for one, Don Danes already has the you know, like I am a suck for alliteration. I love alliteration. I like the mouthfeel. I like the date du jour has like just a really nice mouthfeel. It feels ritzy, and we're in like a little bit of a ritzy restaurant kind of setting. It's just like, you know, and obviously like where would this word come from? Like deja vu. Like how are you gonna? Why would you make up a new word for deja vu just because there's no France in your world? You know, because there's no England either. Why are you speaking English? I think people get stuck on it for like very specific like cultural things, but like at the end of the day, it's always just going to be like everyone exists within a different threshold. I need to find a shirt color. I don't know where it is. Oh, it was this one. This is the one. Gonna take that shirt collar. Wait, no. There we go. Oh. A lot of like critiques and stuff aren't even about like the actual critiques. You know, it's like there's a larger entertainment thing going on. But I think you can say that with anything, right? Like critique is just its own little art form. Um and um right. What what is this panel? What is on this panel? What does this exist? Is nothing on there? Okay. I guess nothing is on there. But I think you can be entertaining and interesting. The same way that books can be entertaining and have meat to them. But I also don't think they do need tons of meat. There's one anachronism that threw me off, and it was when a character in a fantasy sentence mentions the Macarena, implying Lost Silurio exists in their world. Yeah. I know what the criticism is. I think you can. I think there's valid ways to approach the criticism. Um, what gets me, what gets me about critics is okay. They will heavily imply. They will be like, this is the way you should do this thing. If you want to write good, you should write this way. Blah 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 blah. Right? And then someone will be like, will understandably be like, like they'll talk objectively even though there's no objectivity, right? And then someone will complain that they're being their review is being like too objective, and they'll be like, no, it's just my personal opinion. Do you want me to just say it's my personal opinion every time I say something? But it's like, flavor it better, you know? Like, it doesn't sound like an opinion, it sounds like a decree. And like obviously it's your personal opinion, but like yeah, drives me insane because I was that kind of person. That's why I hate it. I hate that version of myself because that version of myself was a fucking bully. Like, um, and a lot of it can just go straight into bullying territory. And if there's a good reason to bully someone, like, sure, but also don't. Not, you know, like, call someone out, destroy someone's life. Like, if it's worthy of that, like, I guess. But you gotta be careful, man. Hello. Hello, Ivory. Same story had Braille in it, which is named after Louis Braille, but I gave it a pass because the character was blind, and it's more accessible to use a system that already exists. Yeah, well, it's also just become, like, synonymous. There's so many words like that, you might not even notice them, but someone who's in the know on those words will know, you know? All I need to do is replace my Apple Pencil nib so I can make an artwork. What? I finished the first draft of my dramatic narration for Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. All I need to do is replace my Apple Pencil nib so I can make artwork for it and go back to edit some lines. Amazing! That way I can revise the French words I butchered miserably. Oui. Oui, oui. I mean, you run into that problem with any, like, kind of fantasy world, though, right? Because, like, I don't know, there's only so much time in a day to worry about this kind of stuff. But, like the Braille example, right? Like, the implication isn't that that specific person exists. I guess the implication is that a fantasy version of the person who happens to have the same name and invented it also exists, you know? Because it's an alternate world. It's just all worked out. Those can be interesting places for people to explore, though. Like, those kind of, like, those kind of, like, moments where you're like, why not explore this? Like, you can explore it. Like, you can't explore everything, you know? And I think those are fun critiques to have, but I think they need to just be couched in a more friendly way if the writer has done nothing wrong. Because, like, I agree that there's people that should just be, like, freaking torn apart. And if you're gonna tear someone apart, you need to, like, justify it real good, you know? You need to do it justice. But yeah, it always comes back to me just disliking writer culture. Which sucks. There's a lot of lovely people who write, but there's also just a huge amount of insecurity that can be exceptionally draining. I've also had the misfortune of giving like a really harsh critique to a book and then having to like spend time with the author and just feeling bad about it. But I wasn't that mean or anything. I think that's why I don't really do critique, because I find it's just hard to be a critic and like a creative, just on like a purely like networking level, because like I don't know, you just don't want to do that. You kind of exist in different worlds, you know? It's hard to exist within both worlds. It's even harder when I want to like help people make things, you know? You don't need to feel bad about such a thing unless the criticism was wrongful. Though I understand. Like, I don't feel bad about my criticism. I think my criticism was probably valid. I don't remember it. But I just don't. It's just uncomfortable. It's just uncomfortable, honestly. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, if you want to exist in the industry, like, critiquing a bunch of people, it's just not gonna work out. Because it actually is a really small industry, when you get down to it. Um, and if you do break in and get to hang out with people, it just feels really weird. Um, you're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you do that. And it's like, just pick a lane. You know, if you want to do criticism, that's fine. Like, I think it's perfectly valid. I think you should delve into those. Um, and if you can find a way to balance it and feel nice or whatever, that's cool. Um, 'Cause I guess Lindsay Ellis does, right? She does creative and criticism stuff, right? Like, she does a fine job. But those are more like subs, you know? And it's not in the same pool. Being a critic and wanting to enjoy things, sometimes these desires clash together. I wanted to be a staunch critic. How could I enjoy something like Husband Hotel, Hell of a Boss? Those are just horrible writing issues. That I am told often being overlooked, even today, by the writers. I mean, I just hate the critique of this is just the gripe. It's just like Hell of a Boss has bad writing. It's just like, what does that mean? Like, it's just like a truncated version of like probably some substantive like criticism. And it just annoys me. I'm just like, why does it like why is that the I don't know. It always feels like just an apology for liking things. Um when I think there's valid things you can say, I'm sure. I don't know them, so I'm not gonna say them. And I'm not just gonna I'm not gonna say Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel are good or bad. I didn't like the I didn't enjoy the pilot. Um because I found it was difficult to follow. I think a lot of it probably changed because Ursula liked it. I found it too much going on. The pacing was just never stopping to breathe, constant like shiny, shaking, blah 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 blah. Like that was my main issue with it. Enjoy the shows anyways. I ignore the issues and enjoy the characters, the world, the vibe, the way the stories work on their own. I don't know. I'm just like hugely against it. I remain hugely against it because, like, if you're these kind of people, you'll then go on to act like the Silmarillion is good, which it is, but it's not good in a lot of ways that you would critique another story for, you know? It's okay to like things that aren't critically acclaimed while also having immediate literacy. Guilty pleasures aren't a sin. Yeah, but you just... Okay, guilty pleasures exist. I have a guilty pleasure watching true crime because I feel guilty about it because I don't like what it contributes to. I don't think a lot of I'm not gonna have a guilty pleasure about a lot of other things that are just like not seen as prestigious, I guess is my issue. And I don't know. I'm just not a hater anymore, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not a hater, but I'm also a hater. I'm a hater of haters. Goes deep now. Media literacy. My guilty pleasure outside of liking Houseboat Hotel as a traditional Catholic is being a furry artist and a traditional cat. How does being a furry artist conflict? I guess maybe the gay stuff. I don't know. Tried calf. I don't know, fam. I mean, I guess it would be very Catholic to feel guilty about something, right? Like, that's the... Well, it doesn't conflict, it just makes my friends concerned. I mean, heck that, right? Who cares? Thou shalt not be a furry. 10 Commandments. 11th Commandment. I remember my mom asked me if I was gonna start using a litter box out of nowhere, even though I had no issue. That's crazy. I think okay, here's my take on that. I think the feeling that is being had there is not so much like, okay, obviously like a guilty pleasure as a word is used to mean all sorts of things and it doesn't fit my narrow definition. But when I think about it, I think shame and guilt are very different things, right? Because shame is something that someone else kind of like puts on you, whereas guilt is something um like guilt is something you're actually guilty for, you know? Like there's actually something that you can see, whereas shame is something that was created and put upon you until you start feeling it, you know? Shame is awful, an awful feeling. Because I think it's equally valid to be like, it's okay to have guilty pleasures, and, you know, guilty pleasures are like innocuous things or whatever, or like something you feel silly about, or I don't know. With writing, I feel like guilty pleasure can sometimes just be like I feel like guilty pleasure can sometimes just be like a guise for um like I don't know, it's something to do with misogyny. I think there's like some amount of like distancing yourself from other women and being really not like other girls. I think in the right in specifically the guilty pleasure of writing, I feel like there's some people use it to be like, I'm not like other girls, I'm not like other gays. Like I like this, but I feel bad about it. You know what I mean? Or just like, you know, I don't like those silly, poorly written smut books like all the other women. And they always like are like, oh, I imagine some middle aged wife with her kids reading this between uh picking up her kids from dance lessons or whatever. And I'm like, why are you create okay, first of all, like what's wrong with being a middle aged woman? Also, like I can just see it in real time as it shifts, you know, like as the ages grow, you know, it used to be the Gen Xers, now it's middle-aged millennial women. It's just it's weird. I've been told by countless people that simply my religion would make me unwelcome in all these spaces. You are one of many people who prove the statement false. I greatly appreciate it. Well, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. I don't know. I tend to be pretty chill about that stuff, but I get why other people can be off put by that. And I think it's fine. Um Yeah. Yeah, most of like the Catholic people in my life are pretty freaking chill. Um there's just like certain fringes who obviously are not chill. Um and if everyone minds their own damn business, whatever. It's just putting religious rules onto other people, which is not cool. Otherwise, it's like whatever. Um, cause yeah, I have like a family friend who's like who I don't know. I don't know if he's a reverend or something. I don't know, something in the Catholic Church, you know. Did the whole thing at my dad's funeral of like the I don't know, said all the words and the stuffs or whatever. I don't know. Um, and he's cool. Uh, but I don't vibe with his wife, because she's very anti-gay, very um anti-choice, and um just says a lot of uncool shit. And like I get it, but also chill. Because it's like regardless of your stance on abortion or whatever, like making it illegal does not help um at all. It does not help that ish. It just leads to dangerous outcomes for people. She also said some wild stuff about trans people too, so it's just like I just can't with that. But that's like a person problem, you know? As a Catholic, I personally follow just myself, but I won't shame other people for following those trends. It's their right to choose those things. Yeah. I think because most people are chill with that. And like there's reasons why it would be valid um even in like an ectopic pregnancy, right? Where the egg implants in the fallopian tube. Like I don't think it's uh like I don't think there should be a problem with ending that pregnancy, because that's like it's just going to kill the pregnant person, right? Like there's no viability or whatever. And if you muddy that all up with laws and shit, like you just make things difficult for people. Because most medical stuff is so strict, and it's not because it's governed by law. It's governed by like medical boards and shit. as I can attest to with my trans stuff, because after getting freaking approval from the doctor, like, it still got held up by the freaking medical board nonsense. I hate that shit. My god. Yeah. It's a lot of meeting people where they're at in life, isn't it? Hmm. Ugh. I'm just thinking about religion, man. I I've tried to get back into it. Not Christianity at all. Just like spiritual beliefs or whatever, but I just can't. I do it for fun, but like it's weird. I just remain like just vibing. uh, I have fun doing stuff like horoscopes and shit. Like that kind of fun stuff, but like I don't believe any of it. I ain't no believer in much things. I think it'd be cool if stuff like was true, but I don't know. Oof. I believe in Lul. He's my guy. Look at this guy. My shadow spirit, my son. Lul's name ends up being like way too close to like Lucifer, just because like just the LU specifically, right? And I didn't do it intentionally. Even though he's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. He's a shadow spirit. He's the spirit of sin. Didn't mean that. He's just a guy. He's just my guy. My son. My beautiful, beautiful boy. He's just so handsome. Yep, so I'm working on the Kickstarter. That's going well. Ursula's got like the covers ready, so hopefully tomorrow I can color in the covers. I can record that. That'd be good. Um, my shadow spirits are definitely miles apart in purpose. You'll find the context of the statement soon enough. Tomorrow is Topic Tuesday. Oh shit. I think I'm gonna keep Topic Tuesday to the first Tuesday of the month because I don't need it. But Ursula will post a video tomorrow. My videos will go out on Tuesdays. So Topic Tuesday does remain. But like the live stream, I think I'll do the first Tuesday of the month. To do a little buffer. So I guess I have to do that. I usually don't type in you guys' chat, but is this a new comic you're working on? The art is so nice, like always. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for typing a comment. I know that is a struggle for some. Yeah, newish. This is the Books of Avo. There's a link to it. It's an adaptation of a novel that I made. I'm working on getting it done because I'm gonna be like doing a Kickstarter for the first 3 volumes because the pages are just so short. That I got like 300 pages and it just becomes really expensive to print a 300 page book. But yeah, it's new. It's exciting. I love it. It has my boy. Yes, welcome to the chat. Everyone's very nice. I will say that. I try to comment on people's YouTube videos that are like that I'm acquaintances with and is doing the same niche as me. I try my best to do that. I still can't wait to witness how the world takes my story. Well, hopefully they take it in a way you enjoy. Oh, my boy. Okay, next is his skin. Must add skin. Okay. Will's just fun because he's living the Gatsby life. He's immortal, so he's just partying. He's an alcoholic. Don't tell him. Don't tell him this. He's been having a tough 3 centuries. Because his girlfriend died 300 years ago, which is very recent. Which is very recent for an immortal. And he just drinking his cares, his not his cares, his troubles away. My guy. My character is over 2,000 years old. Oh, hell yeah. I started working on a new comic. The work process is is a lot, though I have to say your guys' videos helps a lot. Well, when I got just started. Awesome. I'm glad we could help out. That's also my next goal. My next goal is to work on I'm working on a book on how to write comics. Like specifically a book on comic writing. And like how to adapt for words or whatever, right? That's my goal. So that's what I'm thinking of doing for like NaNoWriMo, is to work on that one. Your character is 2,000. Oh, right, you said that. 2,000 years old. Lul is 10,000 years old. I believe he's over 10,000. I think he's 11,000. I'd have to look. I'd have to double check on that. He's at least 10,000 years old. Old man. English is not my first language. No problem. That's impressive. That's always so impressive. I'm dyslexic, so even if you wrote good, I would not be able to read it proper anyways, so don't worry. I just misread everything. I try my darndest, but sometimes my darndest doesn't work. The thing about English is it can handle a lot of hammers to the grammars. There's a lot of proper Englishes that have completely different, like, syntax and grammar. And it's still understandable in theory, right? Good to know. Yeah, just yell a bunch of nouns and someone will figure it out. Even though I am considered to use a high degree of grammar the most, I tend to butcher sentences. I mean, you spelled sentence wrong, right? Many an occasion. You like very complex sentences. Verily. Wherefore dost thou... Wherefore... IDK, bro. I can't do that off the top of my head. I just don't have anything I want to say. I love the term hide thee hence, meaning to go quickly, leave quickly. It's a command to leave quickly. It means go quick, get out of here. Hide thee hence. It's beautiful, beautiful language. The use of you versus thee is very interesting. Yours versus thine, because it used to be at the very beginning, it was denoted singular versus a plural second person. So I forget which one's which, because in the Bible it uses it correct. It uses it in that way, I believe. I forget. But later on, it then became a difference in formality, with thy and thou, those ones being informal, I think. I always mix up which one is informal and versus formal, and then it developed further to now times where using thy and thou is just a way to sound old timey and fun. It's like it becomes like a formal, but not like corporate formal, kind of just like a fun little fancy way of speaking. um, to sound all old timey and stuff. All biblical or Shakespearean, dependent. It's archaic form. And I find that cool. Ugh. I actually finished writing my script the other day, and now I need to make some of my friends read it to make sure it's readable. Well, congrats on finishing your script. That's very impressive. It's a lot of work. Ugh. Writing always makes me feel vulnerable when it's actually time to show other people. I I've I feel that way. um it's hard. It's hard to open up and show people. I share the most of my stories. I hope I can complete it in between other stuff. Oh, good job on making something short. It's impressive. You're like the only one making something short in the whole world of comics. Give him the paper, Arison. Give him the paper. Yeah, well, yeah, like speaking of language, because like the comic I'm working on now, right? Like the Books of Avo. It originally is like a novel, but I wanted to make kind of a comicized version. So it's still like it still keeps a lot of like the text from the novel. It's like pulled directly, and some of it just ends up deleted if it's shown through the art. But I wanted to make one that was more accessible to people with various reading challenges, be that being like intimidated by reading a book that's all words, because a lot of people haven't done that since like high school or whatever, like no judgment. Um, and then like comic readers, which is a lot of my audience, obviously. Some of them are pretty intimidated. And then like people like me, I get intimidated because I'm dyslexic. Um, and then also like people who don't speak English as their first language, or English learners specifically. That's what it is for English learners. Because I know people like to read comics because they're like... Yeah. I wonder what video Ursula's gonna put up tomorrow. I've forgotten all the ones I recorded. Because we've done the one about laziness, we've done the one about multiple characters. I forget what the other ones... Oh, there's the world building one. One about integrating world building. And then I thought I did 4, right? Oh no. My Apple Pen is dying. Whatever will I do? Charge it a little bit, maybe? I want to eat beefaroni, but I shouldn't. Because my stepdad gave me Philly cheesesteaks that I need to eat so that they didn't die in vain. Man, I wish I could, like, print my dad's comics. I would love to just kickstart a print run of those. He had like one volume that got printed, and then that was it. I know my brother made like a memorial page out of like his comic site. I don't know if that ever got finished. Your dad made comics too? Yeah, my dad was a webcomic artist and writer. He had like a gag strip that had like narrative arcs running through it, kind of thing. It was very nerdy about like a nerdy girl with a wild imagination. It's Alice Comics. That's what it was called. What it is called. It still exists. My dad passed away. My condolences. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your condolences. Yeah, it was probably COVID. We didn't get like a we didn't get the deets. But yeah, hi Kairos. Serena, what are you doing? You can't stand up. You're falling over. You gotta go outside? Yeah, really? Right now? That's crazy. Girly. Girly, that's insane. What would you do outside? Would you run around? You gotta go pee? You gotta go pee outside? Go take a piddle? You do? That's crazy. That's crazy. You pee outside? You a lunatic? Shouldn't do that. You should go upstairs and use the toilet like everybody else. She does not look impressed with me. You can use the litter box like a cat. You want to... You're silly. Sometimes the trees are closer than the toilet, as my case out here in the cold. But she's a refined lady. It's amazing to hear how his passion for cream moves forward to you. Yeah, it is cool. I definitely grew up watching him make comics and stuff. My mom's an artist too. She got a job recently. She's very ecstatic about it. My mom is also my mom is an art YouTuber now too. I don't know if she's actually started posting on her YouTube channel, but she's an art tuber. She loves a side of art YouTube that I don't really watch much. Different niche. Less gay furries from my mom's side of things. More watercolor and bullet journals, I think. She did the, if you go on the Avo website and you see the, what is this? If you go on the Avo website and you see the background pattern, my mom made that pattern. That was her contribution. She made it for the book. Because she makes patterns. So she made some Art Deco dragon scale for the comic. Looks like he's gonna punch Aaron. Is he gonna punch him? They'll punch him. I think it's just his hand is on the back. It looks like his hand's grabbing him. Doesn't it? It doesn't look like he's grabbing him. That was a crazy sneeze. You're crazy, girly. Girly, you're crazy. Hey, girly. Girly, you're crazy. You're almost as crazy as Miku. I still cannot believe that Miku caught a mouse. I am so impressed with her. Yes, you can sit here. You can sit beside us. Come join the stream. I never see her anymore. I think she just goes in the basement and hunts for mice. She's only caught one, so that's good. It's good news for me. Oh my god, congrats, Miku. Right? I found it with her worms. She gives me all of the worms because she hunts them down. Her little string worms. There's just like a rainbow of little fluffy worms that go down my stairs, and I went to clean them up, and there was a mouse with them. She earned her keep. She did it. I'm proud of her. Impressive little girl. Okay, it is bedtime for me. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna be a good kid. Actually, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat because I said I'm gonna eat, and I'm starving. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna go to bed, and I'm gonna be so rested that I'm gonna be so coherent the next stream. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be so coherent, guys. Yeah. And I guess I'm finishing this one. Oh right, tomorrow I'm gonna do the cover for the Kickstarter books. That'll be cool. Alright, good night.